Hello students, welcome to the lecture series on VLSI design. We are dealing with module 2. This is Professor Meenakshi Torse, Department of ECE, KLS VTIT, Halia. So in the previous lecture, we discussed BiCMOS technology. As you know, BiCMOS technology is the combination of bipolar and CMOS technology. So in BiCMOS technology, MOSFETs are used at the input side because it offers high input impedance. Plus MOSFETs are used to implement the logic operation, and BJTs are used at the output side because BJT has higher current driving ability. And we implemented BiCMOS NOT gate, BiCMOS NAND, BiCMOS NOR gate, and we analyzed these circuits for different input combinations. So let us begin with lecture 17. So outline for this lecture is as follows. First we'll understand what is sheet resistance and why is this concept required. Then we'll compute resistance for transistor channel, and we'll calculate resistance for NMOS inverter as well as CMOS inverter. So as you know, a MOS transistor is formed by superimposing a polysilicon layer on diffusion layer. If polysilicon layer is overlapped on N diffusion, a N MOSFET will be formed. And if you overlap polysilicon on P diffusion, a P MOSFET will be formed. So each of these MOS layers have their own characteristics like capacitance and resistance. Each of these MOS layer will offer some parasitic resistance value and a parasitic capacitance value. And these parasitic resistance and capacitance values should be known so that we can estimate the performance of a system. So understanding the source of these parasitics is very essential part of a design because the system performance is measured in terms of speed. So as you know, delay is equal to R into C, resistance into capacitance. So if RC product is higher, then delay increases, and if delay increases, system performance will be reduced, that is the speed of the system will be reduced. Hence it is important to know these parasitic R and C values so that we can reduce the delay and we can improve the performance of a system. So first let us start with the sheet resistance. The concept of the sheet resistance is important because we need to know the resistivity of a material that goes into the formation of an MOSFET. So consider an conducting material of resistivity rho, width W and thickness T, and L is the length between these two faces, that is these two ends A and B. So resistance across these two ends can be given by this expression rho L by A, where rho is resistivity, L refers to length, and A is the area of this conducting material. And the unit of resistance is ohm. So area is nothing but W into T, that is width into thickness. Suppose if L equals to W, then this conducting material is of square shape. Then the resistance reduces to rho by T. If L equals to W, then this resistance RAB reduces to rho by T. And this rho by T is known as sheet resistance. And the unit of sheet resistance is ohm per square. Therefore, resistance can be given as Rho by T is Rs. So Rs into L by W. And unit of resistance is ohm. And this L by W can be written as Z. Therefore, resistance Rab equals to Z into Rs. That is Z into sheet resistance. And unit of sheet resistance is ohm per square. So this table lists resistance value for various MOS layers for 3 technologies, for 5 micrometer, for 2 micrometer technology, and for 1.2 micrometer. So metal layer for 5 micrometer, the sheet resistance offered is 0.03, and the diffusion layer offers a sheet resistance of 10 to 50. Silicide is nothing but overlapping of metal on polysilicon. So sheet resistance offered is 2 to 4 range. For polysilicon, the sheet resistance offered is 15 to 100. Sheet resistance offered by a N transistor channel for 5 micrometer technology is 10 to the power 4 ohms per square. Similarly, for P transistor, sheet resistance offered for 5 micrometer technology is 2.5 into 10 raised to 4 ohm per square. Similarly, second column lists sheet resistance for the various MOS layers listed in this table. Similarly, 1.2 micrometer technology sheet resistance values are listed in the third column. So sheet resistance for N transistor channel is 10 to the power 4 ohm per square. That can be written as 10 kilo ohms per square. Similarly, sheet resistance for P transistor is 2.5 to 10 raised to 4, equivalent to 25K. So let us begin with the resistance calculation for a N transistor channel. So as you know, the standard size for N transistor is 2 lambda cross 2 lambda. That is, length is 2 lambda, width is 2 lambda, based on lambda based design rules. So both length and width are equal, so it is a perfect square. I mean the standard size of N transistor. So resistance is given by sheet resistance into L by W. Since it is a N transistor channel, sheet resistance for NMOS is 10K, L is 2 lambda, W is 2 lambda. Therefore, resistance offered by N transistor channel is 10 kilo ohms. Similarly, a N transistor with length 8 lambda and width 2 lambda. So as you know, again resistance formula is a sheet resistance into L by W. And since it is a N transistor, sheet resistance is 10 raised to 4, length is 8 lambda, width is 2 lambda. Therefore, resistance is 4 into 10 to the power 4 ohms or 40 kilo ohms. So next we'll compute resistance of a CMOS inverter, and then we'll compute resistance of NMOS inverter. So for a CMOS inverter, pull up to pull down ratio is 1:1. Pull up and pull down ratio are same, that is 1:1. CMOS inverter pull up device is a PMOS device and pull down device is an NMOS device. So pull up ratio is 1, pull down ratio is 1. So ZPU pull up ratio is 1. As you know, Z is L by W. So L by W for pull up is 1. So that can be written as L by W equals to 1 by 1. Therefore, resistance for this pull up device, that is PMOS, resistance formula is sheet resistance into L by W, and pull-up device is a P device. So sheet resistance for PMOS is 25K, and L by W for pull-up is 1. Hence, resistance for pull-up device is 25K. Pull-down ratio is 1. So ZPD equals to 1. Pull-down ratio is 1. Z is given by L by W. So since Z is 1, which means L by W for pull-down is 1. And resistance for pull-down device is given by sheet resistance into L by W. And pull-down device is an NMOS transistor. Hence sheet resistance for NMOS is 10K, and L by W for pull-down is 1. This gives you a pull-down resistance of 10K. Therefore, on resistance or total resistance offered by CMOS inverter is resistance of pull-up plus resistance of pull-down, that is 25K offered by pull-up device plus 10K offered by pull-down device. So total resistance is 35K. And if they ask you to compute the power dissipated by the CMOS inverter, as you know, power P equals to V square by R. Here the total resistance is 35K and the supply voltage is 5, hence V square is 5 square. Hence the power dissipated by CMOS inverter is 0.71 milliwatts. So next, let us compute the resistance for an NMOS inverter. If it is CMOS inverter, the pull-up to pull-down ratio is 1:1. For NMOS inverter, pull-up to pull-down ratio is 4:1. For NMOS inverter, pull-up device is NMOS depletion device and pull-up device is NMOS enhancement device. So pull-up ratio is 4. Pull-up ratio is 4. ZPU is 4, which indicates L by W for pull-up is 4 by 1. Therefore, resistance for pull-up device is sheet resistance into L by W. And sheet resistance for pull-up device. Pull-up device is an NMOS depletion device. Since it is NMOS, sheet resistance is 10K and L by W is 4 by 1. So resistance is 40 kilo ohms. Similarly, pull-down ratio is 1. So ZPD is 1. Z is nothing but L by W. L by W for pull-down is 1. Therefore, resistance offered by pull-down device is sheet resistance of pull-down into L by W of pull-down. Since pull-down device is an NMOS enhancement device, so sheet resistance for NMOS is again 10K and L by W ratio for pull-down is 1. Therefore, resistance is 10K. Therefore, total resistance offered by NMOS inverter is 40K plus 10K, that is 50K. Similarly, we'll consider an NMOS inverter, but now the pull-up to pull-down ratio is 8:1. So again, since it is a NMOS inverter, pull-up is NMOS depletion device, pull-down is NMOS enhancement device. This terminal represents input of an inverter and this terminal will give you output of an inverter. So pull-up ratio is 8. So ZPU equals to 8 and Z is nothing but L by W. So L by W for pull-up is 8. Therefore, resistance offered by pull-up is sheet resistance into L by W of pull-up device. Since pull-up device is an NMOS depletion, sheet resistance for NMOS is 10K and L by W for pull-up is 8. Hence resistance is 80K. Pull-down ratio is 1. So ZPD 1 and Z can be written as L by W. So L by W for pull-down is 1. So now let us compute the resistance for pull-down device. So resistance for pull-down device is given as sheet resistance into L by W of pull-down device. Sorry, this has to be pull-down. So since pull-down device is an NMOS enhancement device, sheet resistance of NMOS is 10K and L by W of pull-down is 1 by 1. Therefore, resistance is 10K and the total resistance offered by NMOS inverter is 90 kilo ohms. So instead of giving the ratio in terms of integers, like for example 8:1 or it might be 4:1 or 1:1, they may give the resistance in terms of lambda. So like 8:1 can be written as 16 lambda is to 2 lambda. So 16 lambda is to 2 lambda is nothing but 8:1. So either the ratio will be given in terms of integers or it can be given in terms of lambda value. So this lambda has to be reduced to an integer value and then compute resistance for pull up, resistance for pull down, and the total resistance will be addition of pull up plus pull down. So similarly, consider this example. A particular layer of MOS circuit has an resistivity of 10 ohm per centimeter. A section of this layer is 55 micrometer long and 5 micrometer wide and has a thickness of 1 micrometer. Calculate resistance from one end to other end and what is the value of RS, that is what is the value of sheet resistance. So first let us list the given data. So resistivity is given as 10 ohm per centimeter. So resistivity rho is 10 ohm per centimeter and a MOS layer is 55 micrometer long. So length is 55 micrometer, 5 micrometer wide. It means width is 5 micrometer and thickness T is 1 micrometer. So as you can observe, length, width and thickness are all in terms of meter. Hence convert resistivity from centimeter to meters. So which will give you 10 into 10 raised to minus 2 ohm per meter. So as you know, resistivity is given by rho by T. So substitute resistivity value, thickness value, and you'll get a sheet resistance of 10 to the power 5 ohm per square. So once you compute the sheet resistance, you can calculate the resistance from one end to other end. So resistance is given by sheet resistance into L by W. Sheet resistance you have calculated, that is 10 to the power 5. Length is 55 micrometer. Width is 5 micrometer. Therefore, this gives a resistance of 1.1 mega ohm. Thank you.